Hello, scrapbooking buddies. Debbie Martin here, and we're going to be using the new Homebody designer print paper and embellishments. These are only through your advisor, so you make sure you get a hold of me or your advisor and tell her that you want the paper and the stickers. Let me show you the paper really fast. Just beautiful neutrals, teal. There's two of each, so they're double-sided. So you've got the blue and you've got the brown tile on the other side, this pretty mosaic tile with more of a white on the back. So we're going to be using one of these today as our base, and we're going to be using a whole bunch of the embellishments. So look how fun these are. Happy, family, home, love you, little piles of books and coffee, and just let's stay in, a lamp, throw pillows, really fun stuff. So this is what we're going to be using today, but we are going to make a couch. So let me show you the page that we're making. This is our page with this fun, let me bring it in so you can see it, this fun little couch. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that, okay? So I'm using just a scrap piece of gray. So maybe when you're doing it, you might want to use the actual color of your couch. Because if you've got people sitting on your couch, opening presents, laying around, watching TV, playing games, whatever they're doing, you might want to match your color of your couch. So I have a gray couch, so that's why I'm using this little scrap of gray today. All the dimensions will be on right below this video. So if you miss it while I'm doing it, go back and grab your dimensions. But you're going to want to stay through the video because I do some shadowing and stuff that you're going to want to see, okay? Because that you really need to know. It makes a difference of whether it really looks like a couch or not. So we're going to start with our base. And our base needs to be 6. So let's open up. And I think I used half of the other piece of paper. So there you go. 6 and then by 3. Okay, 6 by 3. And then we need our cushion part. And we needed that to be 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 is that first little line right there. If you go all the way to the edge of your trimmer, that's 5 1/2. So 5 1/4. And by 1 1/2. 1 1/2's right there. Okay. And then we need a piece that's 4 by 2. So 4 by 2. Make sure your paper's nice and straight. Okay, so there's our pieces for our couch, okay? So we can move this out of the way for right now. And we're gonna start with the bottom cushion of the couch. So that was the biggest piece we cut. That is the 6 by 3, okay? You're gonna need a little bit of a ruler and maybe a pencil. Or we could use our mat if we're on our mat too. So whichever you want to use. The gray on the gray mat's a little bit hard for you to see, but we are going to measure up 2 inches from the bottom. So 1, 2, and I'm going to mark a little line, okay? And then I'm going to do that on the other side too. A little line there with a pencil. And then we're going to come in 5/8 of an inch. So 5/8 of an inch is 2 little lines past the half. Okay, so I'm going to mark it there. Now we actually only need to mark one side. I'm going to grab my scissors and I'll show you why. Is because I can use this as a template. So I bring this in here, I cut it from there to there, okay, and then I could just flip this around and use it on the other side as a template so that both sides are going to be exactly the same, okay, and I'm going to cut that again. Okay, so if you got a little marks over, we can just flip it over and you're done with that piece. Okay, so we need to do our cushion, and our cushion is the one that is 5 1/2 by 1 1/2. Okay, so we're going to measure up a 1/2 inch. So you can put it back on there or use your ruler, and you're going to measure up a 1/2 inch and mark, and another 1/2 inch. And make sure your paper's straight, 1/2 inch and mark, okay? And then we're going to come in 5/8 of an inch on this side. So we grab our ruler, 5/8 of an inch, mark here, and 5/8 of an inch and mark here. Okay, so now we're going to be cutting again on those little lines. Okay, so I brought from one to the other and flip it over, or I can use my little lines that I just marked, either way, and cut it again. Okay, so then we have our back, which is 2 by 4. Okay, so you can kind of see our couch is starting to come together. A little hard to see on the gray. I'm going to move it off my mat so maybe you can see a little bit better. So let's move it off the mat. Okay. And the next thing we need to do is we need to kind of give it a little definition. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. If you have chalking inks, it's going to work great. It's going to give you kind of a shadow definition. You could use any of the Creative Memories pens and put it on like a makeup sponge or a piece of wadded up paper towel, whatever works easy for you. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the chalking inks just because it's easier. And you start here at these points. You're going to bring it down and then you're going to bring it all the way over. Now, you don't have to think, you don't have to be super straight at the bottom because it's going to be covered up by the cushion. But you do want to kind of be straight on the sides. So I'm just going to start right there and pull it and bring it down. Just to give it a little definition, I'm going to bring it all the way over here. And all the way back up. I want to start right here at this and bring it down. Now, why I've got it in my hand to kind of, like if you had a couch cushion, it would have, you know, in the cracks, it would look a little bit darker. So once again, you can use your pen and you can give it a little definition like that, or you could just use this. And I'm going to go all the way around and I'm going to use this side. Just in case your marks are showing, that's why you can flip it over and it's not going to matter because we have the same dimensions on all the sides. Okay. And I give it a little definition down here. And that's going to go right there. And then here's your top. Okay, so we are ready to assemble our couch. So flip it around. You're going to use some tape. You can use repo or regular, whatever you want, whatever works for you. I'm going to bring that in here and going to make that the little seat cushion like that. If you wanted to round the corners of your couch top, you could. Mine is a little bit more straight, so I'm kind of leaving it like that. Now, once I've got it on there, I've got these arms. So I kind of want to give it a little bit more definition. So I'm going to bring it in here so that you can see it. And I'm going to bring it from one edge right where that couch is to kind of where we started our chalking. And then I'm just going to grab a fine tip. I'm not going to actually use a micro fine tip and bring it over just like that. And it's really going to give you the arm of the couch better. And do the same thing on this side. Okay, so bring it over there from the arm. Bring it in. And look how much better that looks. Doesn't it look awesome? Now we need a couple little legs, okay? So you can play with, like you cut some pieces off. I played with that to kind of give it legs like that. I kind of like the straight legs a little bit better. And so you can take any of these little strips that you had left over and cut it. I cut it right here at like the 1/4 inch line, okay? And then we're just gonna cut it maybe like, just so it's got a little something to grab onto at the 1 inch line, and then do it at the 1 inch line one more time. So we've got 2 little legs, okay? So your legs on your couch, I'm gonna bring them down right off my arms. So easiest thing to do is just to put a little bit of adhesive right there, okay? And put your little leg down there and down here. Then I want to make sure that I got them even. That one looks a little longer. I'm technically going to put this at the bottom of my page, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that right now. So we are going to grab one of the pieces of paper from Homebody, or you can use anything that you have. I tried it first on this mosaic. It was really pretty, but almost too busy. So then I flipped it over and I loved this side like that. So we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive on it. I'm going to show you how to make a little table, okay? So we'll put this on here right like that. And we're going to be using the fence punch. It's called field fence. You can just grab a scrap of paper and you're going to punch it twice. I love this for making, like I made shelves with this before. There's so many fun things you can make with it. So you punch it twice, and what we need is we need 2 full sections. So I'm just going to cut this off like that, and I'll hold it up so you can see it. And I need this full section here. Okay. And then cut these off. I could put them back in my trimmer if I want, or I could just use my micro fine tip scissors and cut them off and off. Okay, let's get rid of all this goobies out of the way. And that's going to be our little table. So let's start decorating our page. I cut a couple mats out of that paper that was in there. I've got a 4x6. I got a 4x4 and another 4x4. So let's go ahead and create our page. There's so many home goodies in that pack that it's going to be fun for you to decide what you want to do. Okay. And I'm going to bring that down off at the edge a little bit. Now I'm going to grab my lamp and put that on there. Isn't this fun? It's like decorating your house. Okay, so put my little lamp on there. And then I kind of wanted a picture or something behind my couch. And you could use happy, you could use love. I'm going to use home. I'm going to bring that in there like that. Then we need a couple throw pillows. And actually there's quite a few to choose from. You have this kind of a blue-gray. You've got this yellow one. I like the yellow one, but I also wanted to bring a little bit of the blue. So I'm going to throw that on top of there. Just to make it a little more fancy. And put that in there. Put the little love in there, pillow. Go ahead and add my pictures to the wall. And my home. You could use foam squares if you wanted. That look fun. You could put it down here. You could center it, whatever you like. And then go ahead and add your mats to your page. Or if you don't like to put your mats directly on the page, just keep it with it until you're ready to put your pictures on, because maybe your pictures will go the other direction. So a lot of people will just go like that and put a little bit of adhesive in the middle, just so that it'll hold it down until they're ready to put their pictures down. Okay, so you can do that too. Oh, I wanted to put a little, so we can drop this down because I'm going to do another little sticker cluster up at the top, because I really wanted to use these letters again. So I used the word family. You could use happy, you could use any of them, and I'm going to bring it in right here, like that. And let's use a little flower pot. Okay. So there you go. There's our couch page done in, I don't know, 10 minutes. Hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you like the page, make sure you subscribe, and happy scrapbooking.